atmosphere we've got. The fans have been here since dawn, and the stadium, the Faro Sol, is absolutely heaving. We're about to get set to set the grid for tomorrow's Grand Prix. It's qualifying day here in Mexico City.
Hello there everybody, it's Joe here and welcome back to my F1 25 My Team Career Mode. We are now at Mexico City. This is for the Mexican Grand Prix. If you haven't seen the last installment, do be sure to check that one out before you see this one. We're at the high altitude Mexican Grand Prix, so it does mean that cars can behave in a very strange way around here. We could have had so much more from Austin. Unfortunately, mistakes were made, ambition was ahead of adhesion, and in the end we had to settle for P9. But we're back as Tim Tramnitz now, and we are gonna see if we can do better than what we did in Austin. Q1, P12, I thought that lap was a bit touch and go, and it becomes P14 before the final run of laps, so I thought it's best to go again just to ensure that we're in, and we improved by a 10.5, which moved us up to 12th, which ended up being enough to get us in to Q2. We would have had enough anyway, but I wanted to guarantee my spot, and we get nicely through Q2 as well. I didn't do a lap in Q2 because I was saving soft tyres. So here we go, the Mexican Grand Prix.
Official F1 race back in 1963 here, and we've had a veritable who's who of winners ever since. It's Mexico City, and therefore the Mexico City Grand Prix. The Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, 2.6 miles of track that allows drivers to take full advantage of their cars, reaching speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour and providing lots of opportunities for overtaking. The circuit features 17 corners, 10 to the right and the remaining 7 going to the left. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Russell, Alex Albon, and Piastri, Tramnitz, Antonelli, Fernando Alonso, and Ollie Behrman, Hamilton, Gasly, Lance Stroll, and Hadjar, Tsunoda, Hülkenberg, Carlos Sainz, and Esteban Ocon. Doohan, Maloney, Bortoleto, and Liam Lawson rounds off the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. And alongside me here today in the commentary box, Anthony Davidson.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do.
We have 36 laps ahead of us here. What can we do? We move up to P7 owing to penalties. And we are underway. We made a very nice start, jumping Alex Albon straight away. That put a smile on my face. I'm now on the left of George Russell, and everybody's sort of half heading defensive. And I'm staying left, and hopefully we're going to sweep round a couple of them. We are going to sweep round a couple of them. We make it up to P3, and Norris and Verstappen are going side by side. They've compromised themselves. They're still side by side. I'm getting a nice double toe. I'm going to have a go up the inside of the pair of them. Can we make it work? Yes, we do. And for the second time in a row in this career mode, we are leading a Grand Prix. I don't think we'll be able to hold on to it, but it's a great moment while it lasts, nonetheless, to lead this Mexican Grand Prix. And at the end of lap 1, Norris is already having a go. He's not waiting around. He's getting straight up the inside, and he's gone straight through. I'm trying to fend off Max Verstappen, and we have successfully fought off Verstappen. Norris now into the lead, and he is already trying to stretch his legs and get clear, and he does in fact just about break DRS, but we're staying with him for now, within a second to a second and a half at least, but I feel like he is just going to take off down the road, especially with us now fighting off Max Verstappen, who is on the left, and Verstappen side by side with us going into turn 1. It's a braking game here. I'm braver on the brakes, and that's why we keep the position. Back into P2, and Lando Norris is loving this because it means he can try and disappear off into the distance while we fight off Verstappen, Leclerc, and potentially Russell. They're all going to be wanting to give us some attention here. But look at the gap Norris is building. He's really trying to check out in this Grand Prix. Meanwhile, I'm trying to hold the position, but we're not taking good lines there. Taking more curb than racetrack. And as a result, that's allowing Verstappen to close up. He's going to have a look up the inside here for sure. We cover him off to the outside. Verstappen goes. Contact there with his right rear wheel. And we do end up doing a tiny bit of damage to the wing. Look at us still side by side with Verstappen. We just about keep ahead for now. But he's going to have DRS down the straight. And that's going to help him out. And that's going to help him get back ahead of us. Look at the run he's building. We're trying to block him off. We've got Charles Leclerc coming at the same time as well. Leclerc goes through. Verstappen goes through. I'm still trying to fight off Verstappen with a late lunge down the inside. And we do actually squeeze him a little bit to the inside there. And we're able to retain P3. Charles Leclerc sets the fastest lap. This time, however, Verstappen is through. He is gone. He is now going surely to check out. Unless we're able to make a way back past him. Which we do somehow. Holding on to this top 3 position. This is some insane defending that we're doing here. But Verstappen ultimately coming back at us down the inside there. And Max is back through. And it's a very late dive to try and retake it. Nope, we've got off the circuit. Oh no, we don't. We just about stay on. Coming back to fight Verstappen. Somehow holding the position. And Max is going to be screaming blue murder inside that helmet as we come round to end lap 7. But here we go again. Verstappen on the straight. This time I've got little to no battery to fight him off. And that is that. Verstappen now definitely ahead. And we're not going to be able to fight that one back off. Yeah, we have now dropped down to P4. And we've got George Russell right behind. He's going to want to go here. In fact, he's having a go right now. We're going to cover him as Russell goes past on the right. We're going to try and brake later. Russell on the outside. Now on the inside. We're on the outside. And I've got a better run just out of there. And we just about keep Russell behind. But as we come onto the straight, through goes Russell. Through goes Hamilton. And there's no room for a cheeky look on either side as we try and catch Hamilton out there or get him while he's caught out by Russell. No such luck as Oscar Piastri now has his turn coming through. We're trying to fight him off and Piastri is side by side with us still. Piastri still going for it, having to back off, but we are losing position after position. And the tyres are just starting to feel their wear a bit now. Piastri's made an early pit stop. We've now got Kimi Antonelli showing interest in P6. I'm going to try and cover, but Antonelli just taking that inside line and getting up into P6. I've elected not to fight too hard because I want to try and make the tyres last a little bit longer. However, I get the feeling that these are not going very much further in their current state. I think that these tyres are going to need replacing at the soonest convenience, which is going to be at the end of this lap. So we are going to... Look at this. Tsunoda catching us. Is he going to get past? Yep. I feel like this is a good lap to pit. We're just losing places quite rapidly. And I think if we can get onto new tyres, we may be able to get a cheeky little undercut and regain some of what we've lost. So into the pits we go. It's a late call, but what the hell. Into the pits we go. Hopefully this will be a nice and drama-free stop, which is ideally what we're after. In we go. The pit crew get to work, and it's as smooth as you like. 2.5 seconds. Back into the race we go, and now we can try and perform something of an undercut here and regain some of the positions we've lost. So back onto the track we go, and we are going to be pushing like crazy for a couple of laps here. Again, just to try and regain maybe the top 5, top 6. And we've actually had 2 very good laps, the out lap and this current lap. We've just set a personal best, and that's George Russell coming out of the pits to our right. He's going to get held up a little bit by Gabriel Bortoleto, and that might help us out. But for now, Russell's got a little bit of a gap before he gets to Bortoleto. But he has caught it by the middle of the lap. So now we're going to try and, while Russell is being caught out, we're going to try and find a way past him. Russell tucked up right behind Bortoleto, who goes to cover. Russell to the outside, but then thinks better of it. And we go for the double overtake and pass them both. Bortoleto trying to fight down the inside there, but that didn't work. And we're now up into what is P12 at the moment, but should effectively be what I think is going to be P5. So out the pits comes Max Verstappen, and he's about 12 seconds down the road, so we've gained on him a little bit in all of this. But Verstappen will soon pull that away, as now, can we be ahead of Yuki Tsunoda? If we are, that will also help. We'll be effectively in P5. Carlos Sainz, I believe, still has to pit, so Sainz is either running long or he pitted early. And there's George Russell coming past us down the right. Now I'm electing not to fight him too hard at this stage, because I want to take these tyres to the end, and the pace feels relatively good on them, so I don't really feel the need to compromise myself by fighting Russell off. And that's our teammate Zane Maloney coming to a stop. That's worrying, because if one car can drop out, the other one can. So now tucked up behind, well, George Russell's now tucked up behind Carlos Sainz and is having a go at him. I'm trying to catch up with the pair of them. I can't see who that is in front of the pair. I think that's Hamilton there. And Russell and Sainz are going side by side. Oh, who's going to win out here? They're still side by side down the back of the circuit. Into the left-hander. Russell goes around the outside. Sainz not able to do anything about that. We've got a yellow flag for Zane Maloney. So Maloney has pulled off and is safe. But we want to get ahead of Carlos Sainz as quickly as possible, so we can have a shout potentially at Russell. But Sainz not letting it happen there. I do believe he was an early stop, so Carlos in position at the moment, and we need to be ahead of him as we complete another lap. Lap 19 complete, and we got another yellow flag in front of us. That's a Ferrari slowing down. That's Lewis Hamilton out of the race. We've cleared the yellow flag though, so I'm going for Carlos Sainz. Russell's going to defend. I'm going to the outside, and we've taken them both. Russell just defending thin air there when Sainz moved over to defend us, and Russell doing that has allowed us to get past him, and we've built up about 3.5 seconds of a gap, and we're in P4 as it stands at the moment, thanks to Lewis Hamilton's retirement. But Tsunoda is about half a second behind, and given that the Red Bull is just an absolute rocket ship, I'm not going to fight him. If Yuki's coming past, he's coming past. My thoughts are to watch Piastri's laps at this stage, because if we can lap somewhat similar to Piastri, we can target finishing P6. I think Russell is going to catch us before the end, because we do have tyres that are a few laps older, So I think as our tyres start to wear a bit, George is going to catch us. Right, this is Charles Leclerc going for the race lead on Lando Norris. Charles Leclerc pulling to the right of Lando Norris, and Charles Leclerc getting ahead of Lando Norris. And the Ferrari driver takes the lead, going for potentially a third win of the year here. So Charles Leclerc really pushing. And now we've got Max Verstappen going for second, pulling alongside, getting through and up into that position. And Max is not done there because he's now coming at Charles Leclerc. And Verstappen takes the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix. And now, well, he's going to check out, isn't he? And Russell has indeed caught us by lap 32. And Piastri has not caught us by as much as I thought he would. He's gaining roughly 7-8 tenths a lap. So my thoughts are, if we can just maintain that pace, then we're going to be able to hold on to P6. But if we fight off Russell too hard, that's going to bring Piastri in sooner, when the move from Russell felt somewhat inevitable. So I've not fought Russell off. We're going to keep going, and we're going to try and hold on to P6, which will be 8 championship points and a great result. Piastri behind us in 7th. He doesn't catch us fully in the end, I think. However, if he had one more lap in this race, we'd have been overtaken. But what ifs are not relevant in this sport. What matters is what is. And Max Verstappen has won for what I think is the 14th time this season now. Verstappen having an absolutely staggering season so far. Win number 14. But for us, it's P6. It's 8 points. And very happy to take those points.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
It's another victory and a champion's performance from Max Verstappen.
And now with 4 race victories in a row, Crofty, it shows the power that they have, this stranglehold on the championship, and it's for the others to try and stop them before it's too late.
We had drama from start to finish, but in the end, there was only ever one that could take that top spot. One of the all-time greats celebrates yet again. It's another podium, it's another top step for Max Verstappen. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One.
Well, I think Max Verstappen's got that winning feeling down to a T, hasn't he? Taking the lead in those last few laps. It looked like it was going to be Norris. Then it looked like it was going to be Leclerc. And then Max just turned up and was like, nope, it's Max. Second place goes to Leclerc. Third place goes to Norris. Tsunoda, Russell, 4th and 5th. A nice P6 for us, with Piastri, Antonelli, Sainz and Alonso completing the top 10. A decent race then, a lot of wheel-to-wheel action, but that moves Tramnitz up to P13 in the standings now, and we have got quite a handsome number of points between us as this season's gone on. It's nice to have scored in the last 3 race weekends. In fact, it's the last 4 race weekends, I would even say. So, yeah, points 4 times in a row. That's what we like to see. Let's keep the momentum going. And we're now within 4 points of Williams now. And I genuinely think we got a good chance of catching them up and taking P5 in the Constructors. Thank you for watching this instalment of Career Mode. As always, please leave a like and hit subscribe if you're new here and you want to see more content from me. Until the next time, I have been Joe, TTFN, ta-ta for now, take care and enjoy the rest of your day.